Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I mix UK drill rap vocals using just stock plugins. Now, I'm in FL Studio 20, let's get it. So this track I'm going to play for you right now.
I broadly spin like Pressy, Rumbo's action, I push you panties. I be out here doing my thing, Rumble Nash and I pierce you skins. And then man don't get back, gang can't ride on gang cause the man don't wet. And I whack my man on the party, Kyla check and I block like net. I broadly spin like Pressy.
Alright, let me play the next verse.
You ain't been in the field like Messi, 10 out of 10 when she glad with me. 10 out of 10 when we slide with G's, we hit the photo just to get this P. I'm choco like Cadbury, see you ain't me. Watch me hop up like I'm Polo G, I'm 2 feet and I can't bend this beef. I can't bend this beef, it's just stuck with me. Back of the room like VIP.
Next verse.
I'm trying to get rich like Woody, so I slap on my J's, no hus. How many times I lean out the ride and clothes on ad and I let it bust. Lean out the ride and shoot, what's that cap, that's a whole few youths. But let me not talk on that, cause all the talking is fucking cap. Up in the T, you can call me S. Serving these cats, just give me a rest. And
Next last verse.
I ain't trying to catch no case.
Lie. Got stabbed in, got wrapped in, got put in a rusty pack and got captain, got snapped. So gas the whap didn't jam. Too many man chat at me, cock it back it till I burn that patty. Too many ops are dashy, man's angry so therefore I'm crashy. Buck into me, get hit with Rambisha like I'm eager just to leave man sick.
Okay, that's all I'm going to play for now. If you guys enjoyed this video so far, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so the beats, of course, lead vocals, vocal dubs, ad-libs, and you heard some extra effects. So let's go to the mixer, shall we? And let's play the mixer. Okay, so this is how the mixer is looking, right? As I said, this video is majority, I mean, all of it, I mixed it with stock plugins and stock or free plugins plus, but the only plugin that wasn't stock plugins is the final master, the final plugin on the master bus, which is Ozone 8 Elements. But I'll show you how I'll replace that with just fully stock plugins. So eventually, it's stock plugins. All right, cool. So if I show you, okay, how everything's routed, right? So we've got the beat here, we've got the vocal bus here, we've got the intro. This is the intro bit with the first, because there's 3 artists on this, so the first artist did like an intro bit. After we've got the lead vocal for this artist, SD, we've got the lead vocal for YD, and all this 1, 2, 3 is routed into the Vox bus. And the reason why I did 3 of these versions, because 3 lead vocals, because it's multiple artists, of course. When you have multiple artists, you want to have their channel routed into a different, their vocals routed into a different channel. So which is why I did it like this. So you can see this channel here, it has a separate EQ slightly different here, and then if we go to YD, EQ is slightly different, you know, because people have different voices, so you need to have a different type of EQ. All right, so the vocal dubs, I made sure I just every artist has, I just want the vocal dubs to sound the same. I think the lead vocal is one that's on top, so that one has to sound different for each artist. Okay, ad-libs routed into the vocal bus as usual. Then I had effects like gunshot effects, ambient effects and whatnot. So the beep effects, you heard that a lot, quite there. And when I recorded the vocals into the DAW, this is what I don't really do this all the time, as I've been explaining a lot recently. But when I did record this, I recorded with a Fruiter compressor. That's why you can see, if you look at the vocals quite closely, you can see that it's a look at the structure of the waveforms. It's not peaky and it's not too quiet. There's consistency, and I think it worked well, especially if you're doing it with just stock plugins. Yeah, but if I'm going to be recording with some, if I know I'm going to be mixing with some high premium plugins eventually, then I won't be recording with anything there. But this worked out well. These are the compression settings I used when I recorded into the DAW with these vocals. So the threshold is -17.5, ratio is 5.0, the gain 3.4, medium type, and you get the gist. You can kind of see what's going on there. So that's what I did there, recorded into it. And then if I remove all the effects, so I can play the track without any effects, you can see how the track will sound like. So let me just do that right now. Okay, let's do that. So then play it from this here again.
Like this. I broadly spin like Pressy, Rumbo's action, I push you panties. I be out here doing my thing, Rumble Nash and I pierce you skins. And then man don't get back, gang can't ride on gang cause the man don't wet. And I whack my man on the party.
So that's how it sounds like with no effects.
You ain't been in the field like Messi, 10 out of 10 when she glad with me. 10 out of 10 when we slide with G's, we hit the photo just to get this P. I'm chock.
So this is how the lead vocal sounds like with no effects. This EQ here is enabled because that's how it's like. But if I was to take off this EQ quickly,
You ain't been in a field like Messi. 10 out of 10 when she glad with me. 10 out of 10 when me slide with G's. We hit the photo just to get this P. I'm choco like Cadbury. See, you ain't me.
So that's how it sounds like with just the compression on the lead vocal. Then on the vocal bus itself, I added, if I re-enable the individual effects with the EQ and whatnot, if I go back here, oh, not this one, here.
You ain't been in a field like Messi. 10 out of 10 when she glad with me.
Like that. Then on the vocal bus itself, this is what I added. Fruital compressor and the sound gradizer. So the fruital compressor settings are this.
You ain't been in a field like Messi. 10 out of 10 when she glad with me. 10 out of 10 when me slide with G's. We hit the photo just to get this P. I'm choco like Cadbury. See you.
And then I added the sound gradizer.
You ain't been in a
Just a tad bit there.
You ain't been in a field like Messi. 10 out of 10 when she glad with me.
Then I added this EQ setting here at the bottom. You can see here that the EQ structure is like this. And to really break down this track, it's mainly just EQ and compression, and then some extra effects. So I don't think did I add reverb? I didn't add any reverb onto this track, surprisingly. On the vocal dubs, I added Ozone Imager 2 first. Oh, Ozone Imager 2. This is a free stereo plugin, link in the description if you haven't got it. And basically it spreads out this the vocal. So if I solo the vocal dubs.
10 out of 10 when she glad with me. 10 out of 10 when we slide with G's. We hit the photo just to get this P. Cadbury, see you ain't me.
I broski spin that passy. Rambo's action a pushy party.
And after you can actually hear that the vocal dubs actually kind of sharper and brighter, because I kind of look at the EQ structure I did here. I made it proper bright. And I added some EQ dipping in some of the low mids and the mids here, so it can kind of fit with the vocal lead vocals. Then I added some compression, of course. But this compression is not even doing too much. It's kind of like a soft compression. Mainly because I didn't want the vocal dubs to be compressed a lot, because when I recorded it into the DAW, I already added some compression already. So what I did here is just reduce the volume instead of actually using a compressor. So then that was that vocal dubs. The ad-libs, on the other hand, just a simple type of ad-libs. So EQ, parametric EQ2. I always use this type of filter. I press right click presets and radio, and then I kind of just adjust it. Oh, sound like that. You get what I'm trying to say. So that's what I did for the EQ wise. Let me kind of play one by one. So without this EQ structure, it's like this. That's the EQ there. Then I added some delay. This is delay settings through to delay free. Just a simple, I think it's on 4.0 timing. And then after that, I added this Pancake 2 free plugin as well. Fantastic plugin. I added it every 1.5 bars. It's gonna pan from your left ear to the right ear, so it sounds like this. Okay, and then I added some fruital compressor, so I can compress the ad-libs and make it sound more upfront. So it sounds like this. Yeah. One thing, of course, I should have done, when completing this track is, of course, remove all the breaths. I could have used like a gate, but remove all the breaths and remove all of these things, because I can hear it in the ad-lib still. But nevertheless, let's continue. So these gunshot effects here, I added some gunshot effects, I think here. Let's play that again. So just about here. And then I added some more here. And this one here, I made sure it pans from left to right. I added some beep effects. Instead of the censor effect, I added this beep. So it's just kind of different. Then I added one more gunshot. Of course, let me enable it in the mixer. Just like that. And then that's pretty much the track. It wasn't that hard to do. Then I think on the beat itself, I don't know if it's on the beat. Okay, it wasn't on the beat, but I added a tape stop effect on the intro here. So if I play that. Yeah, just kind of give it a certain effect, right? Okay, so that essentially the track. I did some beat manipulations every now and then like here, cut out the beat. So if I play the track now, out all of it.
But let me not talk on that, cause all the talking is fucking cap. Up in the T, you can call me S. Serving these cats, just give me a rest. And
I had some deep voice effects there. And that's pretty much how I mixed this track here. It was a kind of a quick mix, because if you mix with stock plugins, I think if you mix with stock plugins, it doesn't really take too much time initially. It's just when you start using other plugins that are kind of more complicated, then it takes a bit more time. But as you guys can see, the intro, I'm on this. Intro just added some, it's like the ad-libs bit here, the intro bit. So added lead vocals, there's 2 main lead vocals, okay? EQ on each of them, and then on the vocal box, added compression and the sound gradizer, and that's essentially it. You can kind of see how that's like. And when it comes to the mastering side of things, on the master bus, I added those in 8 elements. Oops, figure that out. Anyway, so I added those in 8 elements, which essentially, what does it do? It helps bring make the track louder and make it, you know, make it loud and sounds good for the final stage. So I added this, just added a threshold, and then basically I said, yeah, I called it a day. It's done. It sounds good, and it done the job. So let's play that.
I ain't tryna catch.
Let's play with it.
I ain't tryna catch no case.
Lie. Got stabbed in, got wrapped in, got put in a rusty pack and got captain, got snapped. So gas the wrap didn't jam. Too many man chat.
Yeah. If you don't have those in 8 elements, or if you just wanted to use a different like limiter, I'll just use any other limiter. I'll go to slot 2, and I'll look for the fruity limiter, or you can use Maximus, or you can use any limiter. But essentially, what my aim is here is just to make it loud at the final stage, because I feel like when mixing with stock plugins, that's what you need to do, kind of just make it loud. And of course, you need to kind of compress it a bit, but the whole aim is, for me, is to make it loud. So essentially what I'm going to do is bring up a limiter and increase the gain.
I both you spin that.
And probably even compress it a bit by using this threshold and the ratio and a bit of the knee.
I both you spin that.
And just increase the gain until it's not distorting like that, but loud enough that, hey, it sounds good.
I both you spin that passy. Rumbles action, I push you patties. I be out here doing my thing. Rumble Nash and I pierce you skins. And then man don't get back, gang can't ride on gang, cause the man done wet. And I whack my man on the party, Kyla check and I blood clot net. I both you spin that passy. Rumbles action, party,
You ain't been in a field like Messi. 10 out of 10 when she glad with me. 10 out of 10 when Miss Larry G's we hit the photo just to get this piece.
Just like that. So if I play the O's and 8 elements one now.
You ain't been in a field like Messi. 10 out of 10 when she glad with me. 10 out of 10 when Miss Larry G.
And the fruity limiter one.
You ain't been in a field like Messi. 10 out of 10 when she glad with me. 10 out of 10 when Miss Larry G's we hit the photo just to get this piece. I'm choco like cavalry. See, you ain't me. Watch me hop up like I'm Polo G. I'm 2 feet and I can't bend this beef. I can't bend this beef.
So you can see how you can achieve good results even with just a fruity limiter or even just stock plugins. And I wanted to kind of just give this example and show that, hey, to even have like listenable tracks, you don't really require all these plugins and all these high quality plugins and stuff like that. I mean, I think work with what you have first. Once you can master at least getting a decent mix with just stock plugins, then you can make that decision to advance. But of course, there's better plugins than stock plugins, so that's why I use them and everybody else kind of use them as well. But I just want to kind of show you that, hey, you can achieve such a mix like this. So that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. If you guys are still stuck with mixing and mastering and you want to achieve some mixes like this, you can also purchase the UK Dual Vocal Preset Pack, link in the description to my website, and you can get it for any FL Studio version you have, or you can also get it for Logic Pro and Studio One and whatnot. Okay, if you guys want to see any other stock plugin mixing in any other DAWs such as Pro Tools, Cubase, Studio One, even anything else, just leave a comment in the comments, and yeah, leave a like, comment and subscribe. And now guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Let me play this track one more time.
You ain't been in a field like Messi. 10 out of 10 when she glad with me. 10 out of 10 when Miss Larry G's we hit the photo just to get this piece. I'm choco like cavalry. See, you ain't me. Watch me hop up like I'm Polo G. I'm 2 feet and I can't bend this beef.
Alright, see you guys. Bye.